Apparently, Ronda Rousey wants to become WWE Divas champion.
I want to be remembered as one of the greatest fighters of all time in any sport, you know? And what I would love to do, I mean, I got an Olympic medal. I would want to retire from MMA as one of the greatest of all time. I would love to have a chance to be the boxing world champion. I would love to have a chance to be the jiu-jitsu world champion. And I would love to have a chance to be the Divas world champion and just be the best of everything at one point.
If you look at her entire quote, it's clear to see that the idea of her being Divas champion isn't fleshed out beyond, if there's something that I can do, damn it, I'm gonna do it because I'm a badass. I want the world and everything in it. But that doesn't stop us from speculating, and hell, to be quite honest, I like to speculate. So from that point, with Ronda Rousey saying, I want to become Divas champion, I started to think, what would it be like if Ronda Rousey was in WWE's Divas division? And to be quite honest, that's an image that's a little hard to grasp. Was it just me, or did it sound weird just knowing that Ronda Rousey said the phrase, I want to be Divas champion? Because when I hear that name, Divas champion, it sounds like something that should be a prize on the latest season of RuPaul's Drag Race rather than what it actually should be. And that is a prize in what is projected to be an athletic competition. Never mind the name of the championship though, because the division in which it represents itself is a hot mess. In UFC, Ronda Rousey is afforded the ability to let her talent and her athleticism drive her destiny. But unfortunately, that's a system that's incongruent with the zero-sum booking of the WWE Divas. WWE has struggled to find an identity for their main roster women since day one of this supposed Divas Revolution, but I believe now they've been provided with an absolutely amazing opportunity to do a lot with Ronda Rousey's comments, to the point where they don't even necessarily need to wait until she shows up to take advantage of them. Even if Ronda Rousey never wrestles a day in her damn life in a WWE ring, she still has provided them with the perfect foundation to build their new and improved women's division upon. And here's how it's going to happen. First and foremost, don't welcome these comments from Ronda Rousey with open arms. Do it with a closed fist. I'm only speaking of one person in particular because, hell, everybody else in WWE, yeah, you should be happy as hell that Ronda Rousey made these comments, because a lot of folks are talking about WWE, they're getting exposure, they're getting press mentions. Triple H is one of those people that is happy, because I saw he tweeted out he was going to leave the lights on at the Performance Center for Ronda Rousey. He neglected to add in that part that he was also going to leave a blank check on the table. Twitter only has a 140 character limit, so maybe he couldn't fit that in. I don't know, I digress. Everyone in WWE should be happy except for one person, and that person is the current Divas champion, Charlotte. I'm speaking specifically about Charlotte, the character and the gimmick that she has, because for someone who believes that being champion is a destiny that she was born to fulfill, shouldn't she be offended that Ronda Rousey laid claim to the Divas championship without even acknowledging the champion's existence? I don't know about you guys, but the Charlotte that I knew from NXT was an egotist. She carried herself in a manner that made it seem as if she was personally offended anytime a woman on the roster dared to believe that she posed a challenge to her. That Charlotte had fire. That Charlotte had intensity. That Charlotte had... what's the word I'm looking for here? That Charlotte had flair. Let her return to her roots. Come out on Monday Night Raw, cut a promo blasting Ronda Rousey, telling her to stay in her damn lane and mind her business, because this whole air of inevitability that she's just going to walk into WWE and have the championship handed to her, not going to work that way. Allow Charlotte to let the world know that she is the dominant women's champion on the planet, no matter what field it is, no matter what industry, and let everyone know that there's not a damn thing that Ronda Rousey or any woman on WWE's roster can do about that. Could you imagine any Ronda Rousey fan who's accustomed to the way that she's presented in UFC subsequently watching the WWE Divas and how they're booked on a weekly basis? I would love to know what their reaction would have been to Charlotte, the friggin' champion of the damn division, being pinned by a damn dropkick. I'm also curious to know what they think about WWE booking Charlotte to look like a damn fool for being one of only 2 people out of 7 billion people on this damn planet to not see Paige turning on her coming from miles away. WWE's zero-sum booking of the Divas can be summed up in 3 words. Nobody gets over. It's impossible to build any semblance of momentum after you win a match when you're bound to trade away that win for a loss at some point throughout the week. And Charlotte experienced this exact same scenario when she defeated Nikki Bella, retained her championship at Hell in a Cell, then the very next night on Raw, she lost to Team Bella. This needs to stop immediately. WWE continually mentions the names Serena Williams and Ronda Rousey in an attempt to piggyback off of their success and make this Divas Revolution seem like more than what it actually is, while simultaneously being completely oblivious to the reason why people like Serena and Rousey are revolutionary in the first place. Because they are good at what they do. They fucking win! The right way to piggyback off of their success isn't just by mentioning their name, it's to attempt to create your own version of who they are in their respective fields. Use Ronda Rousey to fuel this burning fire within Charlotte to be the best women's champion on the friggin' planet, no matter what industry you're talking about. Book her to run through her opponents, go on a winning streak, and for once, build an actual star and firmly establish a leader of this women's revolution. Charlotte already had to compete under the pressure of living up to her last name. And then you add on top of that, this chick just went out to the damn ring and called out Ronda friggin' Rousey. Now the entire world is watching Charlotte as the threat of Ronda Rousey coming to WWE, taking her title and ripping her arm out of its damn socket. That threat hangs over her head. And you put yourself into a position where every single match that Charlotte competes in, there are going to be stakes on the line because she went out there and she said all of this stuff. Now she has to back it up. You have to book her like she is the most dominant female on this planet. Every single match, people are going to be questioning, is this when she loses? Is this when she breaks? Is this when she cracks? Is this when she crumbles under all of this pressure? Then we get a challenger that comes along and takes advantage of the mounting pressure on Charlotte and exploits the situation. And that beneficiary should be none other than Sasha Banks. The Divas champion and the boss already have a storied history to play upon, which will provide the perfect opportunity for Sasha Banks to go out to the ring and let the new and improved Charlotte know what's true. Could you imagine, with all of this going on, Charlotte focusing so much attention on Ronda Rousey saying she wants to be Divas champion, Ronda Rousey wanting to take the title that Charlotte calls her own? Then Sasha Banks comes down to the ring and says, if I remember correctly, last time you held a championship here in WWE, it wasn't Ronda Rousey that took it from you. It was me. Oh my God, this needs to friggin' happen. WWE's booking would be legitimizing Charlotte to prepare her for a possible matchup with Ronda Rousey somewhere down the line. And the character Charlotte would be building a legacy for herself. And every single step of the friggin' way, there you have Sasha Banks stalking her, waiting for her to show one sign of weakness, one sign of cracks starting to form in the foundation where Charlotte is crumbling under the encumbrance of being champion. Sasha is right there serving as a reminder that I don't give a damn who you think you are. I don't give a damn whether you read The Secret and you're all about the power of positivity. You are not invincible. I have beat you before, and I can do it again. What you have here is both women on a quest to greatness, racing to the top of the mountain rather than doing what most divas do these days, fighting for scraps at the bottom. Now, putting all of the puzzle pieces together and looking at the big picture, what this does is it gives WWE the opportunity to build a formidable women's division on the backs of two potential megastars that doesn't even require Ronda Rousey to ever show up for it to succeed. Because if she doesn't show up, you still have just built up two stars in your women's division, and you have the feud between Charlotte and Sasha Banks to live off of. But if Ronda Rousey does show up, things are all the more interesting. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, go ahead, rate it thumbs up, and share the link with other wrestling fans. And if you'd like to see more content like this, subscribe to youtube.com/PWFEmpire.